Wait on me to show up on this little screen. Loading, loading, loading. Here we go. All right, we're up and live.
It is good to be alive.
We'll wait on a couple people to float in here. Me, actually, I forget that every time.
Yeah, I can hear it playing in the
Yeah, I got
background. I
muted.
started playing. That's funny.
I forget that every time.
So, while we're sitting here waiting for folks to get in here, you
Mm-hmm.
still got ice or no?
You talking to me? No, we don't have ice right now.
You don't? Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, Ben, he went on a mission the other day to try to find a lake that wasn't frozen. I think he found one. He had to drive like an hour south to find a lake that wasn't frozen.
Yeah.
Interests me. I've never been ice fishing. I've only ever seen a lake freeze once in my whole entire life. So it's always interesting to talk to people who like have to deal with that. I think it's just something. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, we're actually from the same neck of the woods. I grew up down there near you.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's different seeing up in I think I was in Wisconsin or up there near where Ben lives, and I was working on the railroad, and we're standing there off the railroad, and I'm watching these snowmobiles race each other down like what I think's like a 6 lane highway, just wow. And I'm thinking to myself like, why is there a 6 lane highway up here in rural Wisconsin or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm watching these snowmobiles go down the highway and go down the highway, and I'm looking at them, and I look at my foreman's from Minnesota, so I look at him and I go, "What 6 lane highway is this that they're letting them do this on?" We're on top of a bridge, and the guy goes, "Highway? What highway? A highway they're going up and down on." And he's like, "That isn't a highway. That's the Mississippi River." What? You know?
Time out. Wait a second. What?
Yeah, frozen completely over. You know,
That's
Tennessee,
crazy.
nothing can stop the Mississippi. It doesn't freeze. You know.
Yeah, that's nuts.
All right. We got some people filtering in here. Good evening. We have Fish and Learn Outdoors, Kevin Cantrell, Far Out Foods. And that looks to be it for now. 5 watching. Hopefully more people will filter in here.
I see number 6 there.
6. Hey, we're growing.
There we go.
I usually head up to about 20 and then filter back off throughout the night.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, it gives you some watch time. That's a good thing about these.
See, I
Big
seen a
Sam
thing.
now.
I seen a thing the other day. They were talking about like watch time is king right now for YouTube. So that's good.
Yeah, it's definitely like I thought the 1,000 subscribers was hard to get, man, but the watch time, it's a grind. The
Mhm.
1K was a grind, but the watch time is a grind.
Mhm.
It's a lot easier to hit that button than it is to watch a video, I guess.
Mhm.
7 watching. We're growing now. See if we get up into double digits before we get these questions rolling. That'd be great.
Come here, Bobby. You want to get on live with me? Come here, Bobby. Come on, bud.
Jerry
Yeah.
Adams has joined the room. Welcome. Appreciate you coming by.
There we go. I got my partner now. We're ready to rock and roll. We can conquer anything.
All right.
Say hi. Say hello, everybody.
What kind of dog you got there, Alex?
I have no idea what he is. He's just an old mutt, man. He's a good one though. He's funny. We got him a few months back from a guy. Just gave him up. Said he didn't want anything to do with him. He didn't even give him a name or anything. And so we got him from him, and so we named him Bobby.
Bobby.
Old Bobby. He's
This
he's
Bobby.
he's a trip, man. So
Oh, all right. Well, go ahead and get the ball rolling here. Maybe more people will come in as we go.
Oh yeah.
Me. Hi, good Sunday evening, fishing folks. Welcome to Blue Collar Fishing Live. I am your host, Kelly, and tonight we have special guest, Alex Rudd. See,
What's up?
I was telling the truth. He really
Yeah.
is on my show.
Here I am.
All right, several of you may recognize Alex Rudd from his YouTube channel, Alex Rudd Fishing, where he is approaching his 20,000 subscriber mark. We'll get straight into the questions for Alex here in just a minute, but before all that, let's go ahead and get the chores done. Y'all know how YouTube works by now. If you're new here and you haven't already, we'd really appreciate you go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you want to smash that thumbs up, if you like these videos, that really helps us out a lot. And if you want to stay notified on all our videos in the future, go ahead and ring that notification bell for us. We'll go ahead and get started with the first question. And the first question we'll ask Alex is the first question we ask everybody. And that is, Alex, why do you fish? And how did you start fishing?
So I'll go with how did I start first, and we'll go into why I fish. I got started. Literally, I don't remember when I got started. I've been fishing my whole entire life. Since before I can remember, my dad would take me fishing, and my dad's the main reason I got into fishing. He's fished my whole entire life. Like I say, I've been fishing my whole entire life. And I always tell this story, like the one time that I thought, fishing's cool. I think that like I need to do this is we're on this lake running down the middle of the lake, and there's a hump out in the middle of the lake that my dad knew about. It's the middle of the summer. There's ski boats crossing everywhere. He's, going. He stops out in the middle of this hump, and the waves, the front of the boat's like going in and out of the waves. He picks up a deep diving crankbait and fires it out there, catches like a 4.5 pounder. Fires it back out there, catches like a 6.5 pounder, and fires it back there and catches another one. Fires it back out there like the fourth time, doesn't get one. He goes, well, I guess that's all it was sitting there. Sits back down, we drive to the next spot, and I was like, okay, cool. Fishing's cool. Like I need to fish. This is awesome. You know what I mean? But really is my dad that got me into fishing, man. And it's just been a lifelong thing to me. It's been a passion of mine. And that's really why I fish, is because it is literally my number one passion. It is what I would do every single day of my life until I died if I could do it. You know what I mean? And I love bass fishing, obviously, but just fishing in general, man. I love to be outdoors. I love to explore. Just like today, I went up in the mountains muskie fishing and didn't catch any muskie, but I got to see a bunch. I got to see nature. I got to see frogs. I didn't know this time of year frogs bred, and like I got to see like 25 frogs, and they're all breeding and doing just nature stuff. You know what I mean? It's just cool like that, man. And I've always just kind of had that adventurous deal in me. There's something in me wants to go explore, and fishing kind of helps me to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. We had Jerry Adams join us. What's up, brother? Triple Tail TV, Bonehead Assassins, Florida Pirate. Welcome. Appreciate y'all coming by. All right, Alex, let's talk about your YouTube channel. What inspired you to start the YouTube thing?
Dude, honestly, I don't know. I just kind of, I've always watched YouTube, you know what I mean? I've always been a big fan of YouTube, even before like YouTube fishing was a thing. I would watch fishing, or not, I would just watch videos in general, and like watch, I remember like way back, I'd watch like gaming videos or whatever, because I played video games, way back before like 10 years ago, right? And like I saw a lot of these dudes like have success doing that. And then I started seeing dudes putting fishing videos on YouTube. And I was like, well, why didn't I ever think of that? You know what I mean? And like, so, a few of those channels kind of got going, and I thought, well, I'll just take a swap at it. And I got a GoPro, strapped a GoPro on my chest, and just went fishing. And would upload little videos here and there, and kind of do that. And just kind of got a ball rolling, and it just kind of got a little bit of momentum, and I got a few subscribers, and I got some views, and I think I had one video that got like 1,000 views. For 1,000 views is a ton, right? Like when you're a small channel. And I was like, God, this is really cool. And then, right now I'm in school to get my degree in teaching, elementary education, K-5, and I've always loved teaching people stuff. And um, I saw the opportunity when I found Gene's channel, the Fluke Master. I thought, wow, not only can I show these fishing experiences that I have, but then I can also kind of interweave my passion for teaching into this and teach people the things that I may take for granted that they may not know. And being around fishing your whole entire life, there's just certain things that I know that I think sometimes, well, everybody knows that. And then you talk to somebody and you realize they don't. Well, I would love to be able to give somebody that tool to go out and catch a fish. And so I started doing some more instructional videos, and just, the ball kept rolling, and this, milestone after milestone after milestone. And here we are.
Who was the first person to reach out to you when you knew like the fishing was going to turn into something?
Rick Patry at Lucky Tackle Box was the first person to reach out to me. He used to be he's the founder and former owner of Lucky Tackle Box, and he reached out to me personally and said, "Dude, I love your channel. I see a really bright future for your channel." And he said, "I want to be a part of whatever you're doing." And he was the one that kind of got me into the whole industry side of things and got me my first ticket into ICAST. Kind of opened a lot of doors for me to get to know the people that I know and kind of get that momentum going there as well. And now, like I told you earlier, I got a little announcement coming later on, but I'm still working for old Rick Patry. It's just in a totally different capacity now. So,
What do you think are some of the biggest pros to the social media influence in this sport and recreation now? And where there's a pro, there's a con. I mean, one thing equals out the other. What do you think are some of the cons, maybe?
the pro is definitely that it's just, social media has opened up a door for people to learn information from a variety of different people in different ways, right? I mean, I've literally changed the carburetor and the water pump and the electrical harness on my truck using YouTube. I mean, it taught me how to do that. And YouTube is teaching a lot of people how to do a lot of things. And it's just this massive, just global platform that anybody can go out and make something of themselves. I mean, right now we live in the greatest time in the world that you can do whatever you want to do if you're willing to work for it, right? Because we have the tool of the internet. And then the downfall is it's a tool, and just like any tool, you can use it to build something or you can use it to tear something down. And YouTube has definitely opened up a lot of doors for people to hate on people and have a bad attitude about stuff. And a lot of people love to spot steal and stuff like that, but it's just the nature of what we do. It's no different than filming a professional fishing tournament where these guys are on a lake that everybody knows. They're going to figure out where you're at. But I mean, I really think that the pro of being able to put fishing into the hands of about anybody, including kids and even adults who want to get into the sport, and we advocate for the sport, and we grow the sport even more than it already is, far outweighs any kind of con that you could come up with. You know what I mean?
That's a good answer. John Klopp has come in and thumbs up. Jose Martinez, how you doing, Mr. Rudd?
What's up, Jose?
Friend of yours?
No, he watches my channel quite a bit though. He leaves a lot of comments. He's a cool dude.
Cool. Run us through some of the gear you're using right now, Alex. Like, what's your go-to gear right now?
Right now I'm doing a lot of cranking, a lot of big swim bait fishing. Been fishing that Thunder Cricket a ton, trying to get used to that thing, kind of see where it's gonna apply. So right now, really my cranking rod, cranking setup in general, I got 3 cranking sticks, but 2 of them are major players right now. One's a 7-foot medium heavy G-Rod Game Changer, and I got it paired with a Lew's 6.8 Custom Pro and some 10-pound copolymer. I fish like Strike King 1.5s on those, Bandits, Wiggle Warts, all that kind of stuff. Definitely big players. I love cranking, love any kind of moving bait. Swim bait rod is a prototype, an 8-foot prototype that I'm working on with G-Rod. And then I got a Lew's Super Duty 300 on that with some 20-pound copolymer. And on there, I'm fishing like the big 8-inch mag draft, S-Waver 200, my depth's 250, a lot of those bigger glide baits, trying to get that really big bite. And then like that vibrating jig, the Thunder Cricket. I'm actually experimenting right now. I did a video about this morning and actually put it out. I'm using a 7.5-foot David Fritz cranking stick for that chatterbait or for that Thunder Cricket. And the reason I'm doing that is I feel like I get a lot better hookup when I do that. Kind of that moderate action kind of really lets those fish get a hold of that thing. And I feel like I'm getting a lot better hookup doing that. So I'm kind of experimenting with that. But that's kind of it right now. A lot of moving baits, a lot of reactionary kind of stuff. But as we move on into the spawn and as we move into post spawn, I'm going to start picking up the flipping stick a lot more. The frog rod, the big worm rod. I get to do some of my favorite stuff, man. I love frogging and flipping. So we're definitely getting closer to that time of year. Then hopefully a big crankbait this year. It didn't play a big role last year, but I'd love to get on a good deep cranking bite this year as well.
You know, with the name of my channel, I do a lot of starter budget fishing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're new to the sport and you don't have a lot of money to spend, and you're going to buy one rod to go bass fishing with. And I've actually said before in the past, I think brand names, Lew's, might have the best bang for the buck under that $100 mark for the combo, because you can get was it the American Hero series for $99.99 or something, the combo, I believe, like that. But if that's the niche you're in, if you're in this blue collar niche like me, where you can't buy 5 rods to do 5 different things, what's your best multi-purpose thing you can carry?
I'm going to say a 7-foot medium heavy, moderate fast action with a 7-1 gear ratio. I mean, pick your poison when it comes to there. I mean, you know, everybody makes that rod, right? I know, like you said, the Lew's American Hero, the Lew's Mock series, Mock Crush, 1 and 2, even the Lew's Blackout. It's a little more expensive, but you know, that 7-foot medium heavy, moderate fast action. You can fish a crankbait on that. You can drag a worm with that. You can, fish a topwater with that, a spinner bait. I mean, it will do what it needs to do to get fish into the bank or into the boat or into the kayak for you. And, you know, I always say this, like if you're starting out, get a rod, get a decently priced rod, something that $99 to $120 range. Get you a nice reel to pair with it, something in that $99, you know, even if the combo is $100 or $150. Get that, use it, and, you know, use it until it gets to the point where you need to buy something else, because you're starting to kind of learn how much a rod can play into something or how much an action can play into something. Like, I am super hyper specific about what I like in all my gear, because I've been fishing long enough. I know what I want. Whereas somebody that just started or, you know, is fishing on a budget may not know those things. So this, a 7-foot medium heavy dude is, I mean, ask Ben Nowak. He'll tell you that's what he started with. He started with a Berkeley lightning rod, and I think like a Abu Garcia from Walmart, and he was skipping jigs on docks, dude. And I'm talking hair. He won like 2 or 3 tournaments doing that up there in his neck of the woods with just one rod. He would show up to the lake in an aluminum boat, 1 rod, 1 reel, and a bag full of jigs, and he just put a hurting on them, dude.
I got started fishing with my grandparents. My grandfather took over that male role model role for me as a kid, and but my whole life he fished with a Zebco 33 and swamped me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's great.
You know, he was old school. Zebco 33 was the pretty much the granddaddy of them all. So that's what he knew, and that's just what he went with. That's what he was comfortable with.
That's so awesome, dude.
People are talking about water temperature. 62 today. Went out for a few hours this afternoon, waiting for the water temp so they can throw top water. 58 on Russell. Bite was non-existent yesterday. Beautiful day on the water though. Cool. Russell, that's Georgia, isn't it?
Not sure, honestly. I found 63 yesterday was the warmest water we found in the back of some pockets.
Yeah, our
But
water temps aren't that high yet.
yeah, they're
Our
not on the bed though, man. They're acting really strange. Like I thought for sure I'd be able to go back in some of those pockets and find some on the bed, but they're still staging really hard.
I do mostly bank fishing. Like I said before, I don't have a boat yet, so I mean, hopefully that changes this year. But if you ever want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Try it.
All right. Like I said before, me and you were actually from similar neck of the woods. I grew up in the Cumberland Plateau area of
Hmm.
Tennessee, and so I grew up near Del Hollow and Watts Bar. We went camping on Watts Bar. I know you're familiar with that. We go
Hmm.
camping on Watts Bar every summer. My older brother's actually the lock operator over there on
Oh,
Watts
that's
Bar.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So, but I know I still have family down there, and with my older brother being the lock operator, I know the flooding has been pretty severe this year
Hmm.
down there. What has that done to the fishing in your area? What adjustments have you had to make for the flooding and the high water?
Man, while it was going on, the bot was almost non-existent, dude. It was dangerous, really, to get into any of those lakes. There was a lot of ramps and stuff closed, a lot of like debris floating in the lakes and stuff. There was one Lake Norris Lake near us that got so high at one point that the TWA had to go out there and was uh, hooking up docks that had broke away from people's like property and taking them and just putting them on the bank, which was like 20 foot up, past the parking lot. I mean, there was like trees underwater that have never been underwater. So while that was going on, dude, I just wasn't fishing. I mean, it wasn't worth, no fish is worth getting hurt over, right?
Hmm.
But now here that we are kind of post that and we're kind of getting, past all that, man, I really think that that's kind of why these fish have been acting so strange is just because that water was so high at one point and now it's back down and they've jerked a lot of these lakes way, way down and then jerked them back up and then jerked them down and jerked them back up. But it's just kind of made a lot of these fish act weird. The biggest adjustment that I've had to make is just kind of realize that I think a lot of these fish are delayed, and that's why even though we've got some 63-degree water temperatures, they're not on the bed yet. And I think that this year we're going to have fish all over the place. I think you're going to have them pre-spawn and post-spawn all at the same time, and you're just going to have to kind of pick what you want to go after and go after it. You know what I mean? So.
Well, let's talk about that then. We kind of segue into the next question. Um, Early spring, the water temps near you right now. That should We're probably 2 to 3 weeks behind your all's weather
Mm-hmm.
pattern. That's usually what it averages out to. But right now, like, well, especially bank anglers, what would you be looking for? What would you look to throw? What would you carry if you're a bank angler like me
I'm definitely gonna be
or
I'm
past?
definitely gonna be throwing some moving stuff, man. Some kind of reaction bait. Square bills. Square bills probably one of my favorite tools. It's like the 4x4 of the fishing world, right? I mean, you can throw it in about anything and get it out of about anything. I mean, if you're mindful of your rod and the line and how the bait works, you can put it in a lot of crazy places, and then it's just a great reaction bait. That wider wobble, the deflection off cover, it's going to get the big reaction bites. I'm going to be throwing probably jerk bait as well. Like a shallow diving jerk bait. Again, colder water situations, getting that reaction bite out of those fish. And jerk bait's a super powerful tool because it will draw fish. Draw them off cover, and they'll want to eat that. And then a jig. I mean, looks like a crawdad, looks like a bluegill. You can drag it, you can hop it, you can jerk it, do whatever you want to with it, and it's a good tool. And then a lipless. The lipless is honestly over everything. The lipless is probably what I'm going to have tied on the most because it just gets that big bite. And I mean, I've had some really good days just walking on the bank, fishing flats and sandbars and riprap with a lipless crankbait and getting work done. So that'd be my four go-tos.
Mm.
As you notice, I don't drag stuff very often. I like it moving. I am a power fisherman through and through.
Pennsylvania doesn't really have big bass factories or large lakes like Chickamauga, Fort Loudon, Kentucky. I know Kentucky Lake's called Kentucky Lake, but if you're like us and you grew up in Tennessee, like there's like what, 2 canals in Kentucky? I don't know.
Yeah.
But up here I do a lot of finesse fishing. Not my personal preference. It's just by necessity is the mother of all invention. You know.
Absolutely. The
It's
old Ned rig. I've had my eyes beat in with the old Ned rig before. There's nothing wrong with throwing that thing.
I just discovered the Ned rig last year and started throwing it. And yeah, it works.
It's something.
And you know, Wacky Rig Cinco.
Yep.
Was it man, her name like escapes me right now. Chad's wife, Christine.
Yeah.
She calls them her good butt jeans. It's like her good butt jeans, her confidence.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
every time I buy Cinco's now, I say I gotta stock up on my good butt jeans. You know?
That's right. I like it. uh,
Yak Pack Outdoors says Alex is Bay. Or Rudd is Bay, I think.
Shut up, TJ. Leave me alone.
Never tried a jerk bait. Effective. I don't use them a lot.
It is
Same here. We like our baits to move.
It's a powerful tool, man. Jerkbait can put a lot of fish in the boat. You can love you or hate you. That's the deal. Wind is your friend when you're fishing a jerkbait. Wind is definitely key. You never want to fish it on a flat, calm day. Something about that jerkbait and wind. They mesh. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
We were talking. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but your volume went.
Huh. That's weird.
Oh, for some reason my volume went to like 42.
Oh, okay.
My bad. I don't know why.
You're all good, man.
Technology.
Yeah.
You know, we we're talking earlier with the rod and reel. If you can only afford so much, if you're on a budget, say you're carrying one Plano box to start bass fishing, what are you throwing in there?
I'm probably gonna have stuff that I can rig up a Texas rig with. So get you a pack of fish lead. I mean, because lead's the cheapest, and you're gonna put fish into the bank or the boat or wherever with lead just as well as with tungsten. So you get some 3/16 ounce weights, some 3/8, and some half. Have a little bit of a variety. Have a pack of EWG hooks in 4/0 and a pack of worm hooks in 4/0. Get you a couple packs of soft plastics. Get you some trick worms. Get you some kind of creature bait. For me, it's going to be a structure bug by Strike King. I mean, that thing is it is a tried and true. It's put a ton of fish in the boat for me. Get some shaky heads, like some 3/16 ounce or 3/8 ounce shaky heads that you can rig those plastics on. Get you a couple liplesses, something in a shad pattern, something in a crawl pattern. Get you a couple jigs, green pumpkin, black and blue, and you can pair those creature baits up with those jigs. Get you a couple square bills. Like I say, I like me a square bill. Get you a spook, so when they're eating a spook, you're eating a top water, you get that. And then a couple spinner baits. Spinner baits are bladed jigs, chatter bait, something like that. Just something a little bit different than that crankbait, but still that reactionary bite. Something that's a little more weedless. And then a frog, because why not?
What's your favorite frog to throw?
I got a few different ones, but the old Spro 65, man, the old just like everybody has one Spro 65. The bronze eye is my favorite. I also like a Nori's. It's a Japanese frog. The Nori's NF60, really really good frog. Really really dig it. They're just hard to get their hands on. But if I could go, I mean, you can get those bronze eyes at Walmart or Academy or Dick's or whatever, and got a good hook in it. And I've caught more than my fair share of fish on a bronze eye.
If you're having a really tough day, I mean, just one of those days where you're throwing the kitchen sink and it's not doing it. You got that lure that you go to just because it's like your confidence. It's what you know you're going to feel the line tighten on.
3/16 ounce shaky head with a black trick worm. Just you can't beat it. I put too many in the boat when they won't eat anything else on the old shaky head. Just dragging it. I mean, just barely move it. A lot of people, they want to kind of power fish it a little bit, and I just got to tell myself, slow down, Alex. Just creep it. Just creep it.
So you have to finesse fish it.
Yeah, you actually have to finesse fish it, not just, me, I'm out here, I'm like, yep, they won't bite that, and I'm going to put that back down and pick something else up. It's like you got to train yourself. Like, okay, just creep it. Just creep it.
All right, guys, if you have any questions for Alex, be sure and go ahead and ask him in the chat. Put a question mark, a highlight, or something so I can see him. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them.
Absolutely.
Rattle Track Fishing has joined us since the last time we did a shout out. Emergency Vehicles, Trains, Aircrafts, etc. has also joined us. So welcome. Appreciate you coming by. All right, Alex, what is your PB largemouth and smallmouth right now?
PB largemouth is a 7-pound 1 ounce. Actually broke my PB 2 times in a row. I was deep cranking a hole and caught a 7 on the dot, and then caught a 7-pound 1 ounce. And so I went with the 7-pound 1 ounce. I want that 1 ounce there. But it's a 7-1 on the largemouth. The smallmouth is a 5-pound 14 ounce smallmouth that I caught in Michigan. And I'm going back after that 6-pounder this year. So.
You're actually not too far from a good smallmouth lake. Del Hollow is, I guess, still the best in the world. If the biggest and second biggest were caught out of there, you have to say it's the best in the world.
That's right. Del Hollow's got some freaks in it, man.
Yeah, the smallies it does. That was the lake I grew up on, closest lake. So 3/16 ounce shaky head and black worm. Can it be a black worm with gold flake?
Sure, if you want it to be. Yeah, I mean, that's all you got, and throw it, man. I like just straight black though. I mean, just like a pack of the KVD Perfect Plastics, the 6-inch finesse worm. That's what I throw, just in black.
Just solid black, no flake.
Nope, no flake, nothing. Just solid black.
What's your home lake, Alex?
That's such a hard question to answer because I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I'm within driving distance of a bunch of really good lakes, and I go to them all. But like, Watts Bar, Douglas, Chickamauga, Mountain Hill, Norris, Cherokee, all those lakes are within 45 minutes to an hour and a half from me. And so I go to them all. I don't really have a home lake. I just, go where the fish are biting.
Jose Martinez, St. Clair best small jaw. Best smallmouth on St. Clair?
Yeah, so St. Clair is freaking been insane the past couple of years. There's been a ton of fish. I mean, it's one of those deals, man. You go out to St. Clair and like you're gonna catch 15, 20 limits a day, and they're all gonna be 4 to 6 pound smallmouth. St. Clair's been silly for the past couple of years. So
Kevin Cantrell, I'm on Chickamauga quite a bit. Oh, cool, Kevin. Maybe you'll run into Rudd and Fluke Master. They both live on opposite sides of that lake.
Yep. Old Chick, man. That lake, it is something. It'll she'll make you love it, and then she'll make you hate it all in the same day, man. She is a fickle beast.
With you going to college right now, especially in education for the time being, how do you feel about the upstart of the high school fishing?
I love it, man. I think it's cool. I mean, that was something I didn't get an opportunity to do because it really didn't get traction until after I was out of high school. But I went and talked to a high school team not too long ago and just kind of talked to them about fishing. And, a lot of those kids, man, they say, I've never really been into traditional sports, like ball sports. And they said, so having something like a community that we can come and be a part of with the fishing team and like have a chance to kind of build our skills and get to know people and network and all that kind of stuff while they're still in high school, they really enjoy that. So I think it's awesome, dude. I think it's a really cool platform to get kids into fishing, you know. And then the college thing's cool too, man. I mean, I know some guys that are on scholarships to fish, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. You probably know him from when you were with Lucky Tackle Box. Tyler's Real Fishing. He's on a scholarship at A&M to fish, right?
Yep, Tyler Anderson. Yeah, he's actually not on scholarship at Texas A&M. He's just on the fishing team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but he's a good dude. I love Tyler. He's a really good guy.
Do you have any? Excuse me. While we're talking about other YouTubers, do you have any collaborations coming up? Keep an eye out for.
Yeah, the biggest one's going to be going up to Michigan in May. It's an annual trip. I've been making it every year for the past 3 years. I go up there and fish with my buddy Ben Nowak. Spend a week or two up there just hanging out and crushing smallies and largemouth and everything. About the third week of May, you usually smack the pre-spawn right in the face up there, and so you can get on some. And then after that, man, I'm planning stuff. I'm always kind of talking and moving and grooving and trying to get some stuff together. But I'll have a lot of time on my hands to try to get some stuff going. I think Gene's going to try to come up here and fish with me a little bit, get on some frog fishing and stuff like that. So just wherever I can get a collaboration in there, I try to get one in.
Well, besides the collaborations, what have you got coming up on your channel we should keep an eye out for?
Well, I had a new video drop this morning. It was on the new Thunder Cricket by Strike King. Been kind of testing it out. Got some fish catching footage with that, and then kind of talked about my setup and my thoughts on the bait. Just because everybody's asking about it, right? You know, it's like, oh, is the Thunder Cricket gonna take over the jackhammer or whatever? And so I kind of talk about how my view on that, right? And then I actually went today and got some really cool footage, and I'm gonna put a video together. It was the whole muskie fishing trip that I took, and even though there was no fish caught during the day, there was just some crazy things that I got on footage. So I want to put a little video together with that and put it out. But I'm gonna start kind of working down my list. I keep a running list of video ideas. I got a little notebook I write them down in. And so I need to start working down that list and start making some of those more informational videos and stuff. We're finally getting in the downhill slide with school. So there was about a 3-week period here where like all my stuff was due. I had a really big project called EdTPA, which is how I get my licensure for teaching. And so for 3 weeks, that's literally all I've been focused on. Like everything I've done has been consumed with that. So now that that's done, I'm on the downhill slide. I got a little more time to actually go out and film some instructional stuff, film some fishing stuff, and actually enjoy my weekends and not just be on the computer.
Right. I already talked about that. That was about the flooding. I read the question.
Oh yeah.
Are you working with anybody new this year coming up?
Yeah, I got a couple new things. I mean, most people know I'm with AFCO, but that was one that I picked up at the beginning of this year. I'm really, really excited to be working with them. They're awesome people, super nice people. I am working with a new company called Monster Bass. So they are a startup company, and there's going to be a ton of information on my channel about all that and kind of what the deal is there. I can't really talk about it more than this, what the name is, and kind of that it's a startup. You know, other than that, there's not much information I can say about that. But it's going to be super exciting what we got going on there. But other than that, man, not a whole lot. Just, you know, I'm still with the same people. I'm still with Luz, G-Rod, Bonafide, Beast Coast, Nichols, the companies I've kind of been with for a long time. I like to work with people. I don't like to call them sponsors. I like to call them partners. And I like to partner with companies that make stuff that I actually use and that I can actually get behind. So I don't switch around a whole lot. I'm a faithful or I'm kind of
loyal.
Loyal. Yeah, I'm loyal to a fault almost with some people.
Braden Sport and Outdoors has joined us in the channel. Welcome. Appreciate you coming by. Besides Alex Rudd fishing, who are you watching right now?
I'm watching Ben a lot, obviously. Ben just started YouTube full time, so he's been putting out a video every single day. So I've been watching him a whole bunch. My buddy TJ over at Yak Pack, I love his channel. Man, who else? You know what's funny is I don't watch a whole lot of fishing YouTube channels. I watch a lot of like film making guys and cinematography guys. I love Peter McKinnon. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Dude's awesome. That dude is a freak with a camera. I love watching him. I like watching Casey Neistat. Another dude, just cool vlogger kind of guy. I've been watching. Now this is gonna crack you up. I've got on a chiropractor kick. And there's these chiropractor videos, and this guy named Dr. Gregory Johnson, and he like cracks people's backs, right?
That the neck snapping guy, or Clark?
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. It's like I got to watching him one night, and I was like, why am I even watching this? And then I'm like, why is it so entertaining? And like I'm just watching it, right? You know what I mean? I watched like 15 videos before I knew it was up, and I was like, oh my god, I got to go to sleep. Like this is ridiculous. But yeah, I kind of watch a little bit of everything, man. I'm all over the place. My YouTube suggestion list is a variety. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I got the wife and kids too, so my YouTube suggestion list gets pretty full of different things. I've got gaming and Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning, non-fishing. I love those guys. They're funny. And then you and we were talking about this last week. It's like, if I went and subscribed to your channel or whatever, and I haven't caught every single one of your videos, don't get offended. I haven't caught every single one of anybody's videos. There are what, 3 billion people on YouTube? Maybe I'll get around to it, but I've also got my own content to create too,
Absolutely. And that's why I said, like, with my viewers, man, I realize it's a bunch of working adults who take time out of their day to watch my videos, not a bunch of kids who sit around waiting for me to put out a video. So I appreciate every single person, whether it's one person that watches it or 40,000 people. Man, I appreciate every single person that takes that time out to watch that video, because I know for me, YouTube is something that happens at 10:30 at night when I'm laying in bed. You know what I mean? So
yeah, pretty much. Jerry Adams asks, is there a favorite soft plastic manufacturer you have?
Strike King. I love all the Strike King's plastics, man. I started using them a couple years back. I used to be a big Zoom guy. I love the Zoom plastics. And then I got a pack of Structure Bugs and just freaking wore them out one year on those things. And then I just kind of just started to dabble more and more with the Strike King stuff. Tried their finesse worms, tried the bull worm, tried the space monkey, tried all that kind of the rage stuff, and just fell in love with those plastics. Man, I don't know if the formula is different or what it is, but and it may just be a ton of confidence in the bait, but I just feel like I get a ton more bites on those baits than any other soft plastic.
I can see that. What do you use the most out of Strike King?
Structure Bug.
A what?
Structure Bug, or the Rage Bug.
Oh yeah, the Rage Bug. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Rage Bug.
Yeah.
Creature bait.
Yeah, the creature bait. Yep. Chameleon is my favorite color. It is freaking wicked. Texas rig it, punch it, flip it, drag it on a Carolina rig, put it behind a jig. I mean, it's just so versatile. I love it.
I use that's a Rage Bug, right? It's a round body with two tails. It's pretty simple, but the green pumpkin, because you can either make it a craw trailer or you can flip it and make it imitate a bluegill trailer. I like that for that. You can imitate different baits. Especially, well, in Pennsylvania, bed fishing is pretty frowned upon. It's got a weird structural law. They don't flat out say it's illegal to fish Okay, it's illegal to target bass on bed, but the law is structured. It's illegal to make repeated casts to a fish you can see. So, yeah, I'm like, so if I can't see it, am I good?
Yeah. Sir, do you see that fish you're casting? I sure don't. Sorry.
Nope.
I mean, how do you prove the intent of your eyesight? Like,
Right. Especially if you're bait fishing, like, man, I can only see it in my feet. You know.
yeah, that's right. That's funny.
Yeah, it's that, I'm actually thinking of doing a series called "Everything's Illegal in Pennsylvania." It's all the laws that we have that other states don't have to worry about, like uh, bed fishing, jug fishing is illegal in Pennsylvania.
Really?
Trapping minnows is illegal in Pennsylvania.
Whew.
Spider rigging, like crappie fishing or cat fishing,
Yeah.
is illegal in Pennsylvania. You can't have more than 2 rods, and you have to have constant contact with both of them.
I'm guessing Alabama rigs are very illegal in Pennsylvania.
I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but it's a pretty good assumption. You know, it's honestly, it's a pretty good assumption. If it isn't, it would surprise me. But holy crap, something's not illegal in Pennsylvania.
That's crazy.
It is illegal to hunt on Sundays in Pennsylvania.
Wow. Huh.
It is illegal to hunt on Sunday.
That's such a strange thing too. Like, in no way does it hurt the resource. I mean, and obviously these people have taken some time that they really care about the resource in Pennsylvania, whether it be water or land or whatever, whatever public resource it is. It's just strange that, like, bed fishing doesn't hurt the resource, so why make it illegal if the weird way?
I don't know. Maybe they think it does hurt the resource. I'm not sure. And then I don't know. I think the hunting on Sundays might be just an old religious law that hasn't been able to go away yet.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania was founded by the Quakers. They're pretty strict. County Trail, seen several beds today. Braden Sports, I'm 10 away from 400. Hey, congratulations. We all started somewhere.
That's right. That is right.
But yeah, I'm thinking of doing a series. Everything's illegal in Pennsylvania.
I dig it. I think it would be funny.
Yeah. I did one called Hunting versus Fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I go hunting once or twice a year. I'm more of an angler, it's blue collar fishing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's me catching fish after fish, and then it go to me sitting on a rock in an orange vest and a clock ticking, tick, tick. I'm like, I got a couple of friends on here who are, they make hunting videos. I'm like, how do you get content?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
especially
I was planning on doing some hunting videos this year, and like the logistics of it all, I was like, this is never going to work out. Like, I can't do this. Like, I need some action. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe you're like me. I always, as a kid, I had a hard time sitting still, fancy. So hunting is kind of like, it's one thing, fishing at least you balance. It makes you concentrate on something. Hunting, you're just sitting there like,
just wait.
Something will happen,
That's right. It's funny.
So we were talking about your wedding earlier. When are you planning to get married?
June 2nd, man.
June 2nd?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, dude, I'm jacked up about it. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm more excited than Bethany is. Like, I am super excited to get married. Like, everybody's like, oh, dude, just enjoy it while you're still single. I'm like, no, man, I've been waiting 8 years to get married. I'm ready to get married. Like, I'm so ready to be married.
You must be marrying up.
Yeah, I am. I outkick my front coverage a lot.
People are saying congratulations. Congrats.
Thank you,
congratulations.
Thank you.
What boat are you using right now? We'll talk about your boat.
Right now I am in a Skeeter FX20. It is actually my dad's boat, so I would not have a boat if it wasn't for my father. I'm working on getting a boat right now. Just in the whole process of doing that, kind of going back and forth with a company. And it's working out really good. I got a good connection with some people, and so I'm super, super excited to make that connection and build that relationship. But right now, Scooter FX20, 250 shell on the back. It's a freaking amazing boat, man. Beyond what any of us deserve, that's for sure.
Oh, I know what we can talk about. You joined Bonafide with Chad Hoover this year, right?
Yes, sir.
How is your experience in starting kayak fishing?
It's been good, man. That's kind of was the deal when I started doing the kayak deal. Was I approached Bonafide and said, "Hey, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I want to make myself look like a complete idiot and do all the mistakes that everyone's afraid to do, so that someone can watch my channel and then go, okay, I seen this dude that make this mistake. Now I don't have to." You know what I mean? And so it has been a definite learning curve. I'll tell you that much. I have caught cumulatively probably 10 fish out of a kayak, maybe that many. But just the whole function of, I think the biggest part of it was I'm in a good boat. I'm in a good kayak. So like the whole paddling deal, the standing up, getting used to all those kinds of things was pretty easy. But just the fishing out of a kayak is so very different. I'm a power fisherman, man. I like to cover water, and you just can't cover a ton of water in a kayak. You're really confined to where you're fishing. You really got to break down an area. And so it's forced me to, get out the Ned rigs, get out the shaky heads, get out the jigs, and just really break down areas and really be thorough in areas. And I'm enjoying it, though. It's freaking wicked, man. You can take that kayak places that you could never, ever get a boat, which is cool. So,
what do you think of the growing popularity of kayak fishing? Do you think it gets a lot? I think earlier it introduced a lot of people into the sport. Like, the price of kayaks is getting a little bit, to me, insane. But do you think the popularity of kayak fishing now is a budget thing? That's the reason it grew to the popularity it is?
I really do. I really do. People cannot afford a $70,000 bass boat, period. I mean, even the boat that I'm fishing out of now, my dad bought used. I mean, because he could not afford the brand new one, right? And so, I mean, like, I seen something the other day. I think it was the new Ranger, and it said starting at $89,999. And I was like, who in the world can afford a $90,000 bass boat? And, and then you tear down, you go to the aluminum rigs. Well, even then, those aluminum rigs are 35 grand. You know what I mean? And so then you tear down again and you go into the kayak deal. Obviously, you can get John boats, things like that. There's a cheaper option for almost everything out there, and it's as much as you're willing to spend on it too. But I really do. I think that's why it grew in such popularity. It was a way for a person to get in a 10, 11, 12 foot boat. They could go to places no one else could go. They can enjoy the outdoors. They can fish, have fun. They can get their kids into it, and they can do all this and not spend an exuberant amount of money. Because one really nice thing about the Bonafide is I put it in the back of my truck and I take it wherever I want to go. And the only gas price that I have to worry about is the gas that goes in my truck. I don't have to worry about putting another 40 in the boat because I'm going to go run all over the lake. You know what I mean? So kayaks definitely, I think, grew out of a popularity and a kind of push towards a more budget friendly option for a person to get off the bank. But you are right. There are some of these kayaks that are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I was looking at one the other day. I think they wanted $6,000 for it. I was like, it's a lot of money for some plastic.
Exactly. I know it's still. Well, no, it's not. You just mentioned like the John boat option or whatever. I've seen like Michael Lopez. You've seen the tiny boat builds. I've seen these guys make some pretty decent boats to fish off of with not a lot,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I'm thinking.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking anywhere above 1,500 for a kayak. I'm kind of like, it's a floating piece of plastic.
Yes.
That you power.
Yeah.
which you have to go buy another $100 piece of plastic to power with.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's a floating piece of plastic.
Yeah. And see, and that's why, like, man, the Bonafide deal, kind of when I started talking to Bonafide about that and talking to Luther, I expressed that. I was like, this is a floating piece of plastic. I was like, it is going to be hard for me to promote a $1,500 floating piece of plastic. And, like, I was like, I just don't get it. And he was like, well, let me explain it to you. And it was one of those deals like when I talked to him about it and he showed me all the features and he showed me what you get for that price point. And I'm speaking specifically to Bonafide. I can't speak to any other brand because I really don't know any other brand well. I know Hobie fairly well because my buddy owns one. But like, you get the under the seat tray, you get all the features that are built in for anglers. Under the tray under your seat is movable, right? It's on a gear track system. Well, in that tray there are grooves so that you can lay your fishing rods there that match up with grooves on the front of the kayak so that you can lay the fishing rods out. The boat is pretty much designed where if you rock back and forth, you literally are going to fall out of that boat before you can flip it. And it's just got all these kind of little things. You know what I mean? The seat is huge in that boat. And so, like, for that boat specifically, I was like, okay, so you're selling me something that is worth $1,500. You've got the nicest seats. You are pushing this thing to the nicest it can possibly be, and you're not making a whole ton of money on it because you're trying to keep that price point down because of all the features. And it's made in America. I literally went to South Carolina. I watched that kayak be made from little bitty plastic pellets all the way to me assembling it. And so that was really cool. But some of these brands out here, man, you get a kayak. You don't even get the seat, and it's like $2,000.
Yeah.
And the seat's another $400. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I saw actually can't find them anywhere, but it's a Walmart boat. Mm-hmm. The Sun Dolphin Pro 120 or whatever. That and Ozark Trail are the same boat. They're the same boat, different names. But,
probably made the same factory.
Yeah, they retail for $397. So I'm like I know there's a lot in you get what you pay for. I know this Walmart boat isn't as thick. I get all that, but you cannot tell me the difference. Like once you get up in the Bonafide, they're really stable. The $1,500 boat, especially if it's, if you're Chad Hoover and you spend 300 days a year on the water on a kayak, mm-hmm. Yeah, you want that. Mm-hmm. I get that. But like you were saying a while ago, you cannot justify me between $400 and $6,000.
Yeah, no way.
Once you get over like that $1,600, explain this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's crazy to me, man. I mean, that's just some of the price points on those kayaks are ridiculous. And I mean, like, if I'm going to pay $1,200, $1,300 for it, I want to get the absolute most I can get out of it for that price point. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, I really only believe, as of right now, what I can see, there's only one boat out there that does that, and that's the Bonafide. And even the Bonafide, you can get the SS 110. You can get the new, I forget all the model numbers. It's the newer one that doesn't have a few of the features that the SS models have, the RS 110. And like, you can get in that boat for, $1,000. And the thing is,
117 or the 127?
I think it's the 117. Yeah, the 117. So you can get in that boat for about $1,000, and you get all the features that you would get in the SS series, as far as stability and hull thickness and all that. And so, like, it is reaching that price point where you're getting as much as you possibly can for the price. But like you say, man, I mean, it is hard. You're hard pressed to convince me that just because it's got a certain name on it, it's worth $6,000. I mean, and the pedal drive thing's cool, but the pedal drive thing is definitely not worth the exorbitant amount of money that I believe that they want for it. So,
well, you can get a motorized John boat for half of that.
exactly. I mean,
You know?
I priced it out. Like you could get I think it was at Bass Pro, whatever tracker. It was a 12-foot tracker with like no, it's longer than that. I think it was a 16-foot tracker with like a 75-inch beam and like I think it was a 40 horse or something. You get it for like $7,500. And I'm thinking, motorized boat that you can throw a trolling motor on from a yard sale for $100 or a kayak. And I was like, motorized boat. You know what I mean? So
Yep. Passion for hunting and fishing has joined us. Hello, friend. Hello, Passion. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Jerry Adams, thank you, Mr. Rudd, Blue Collar Fishing, and everyone listening tonight. I must run. Hey, Jerry, thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Have a good night, bud.
thank you very much.
Excuse me for a minute. As Chad tried to get you to fish in the KBF since you joined up with Bonafide?
Yeah, we've been talking about it. I fished a couple tournaments, not KBF tournaments, but a couple just like kind of local deals and got my butt kicked pretty bad. So I may take another stab at it going into this summer, see if I can fish a couple of those things. It just I don't like losing, and I know I'm going to lose really, really bad if I go fish one. So, but you got to learn. That's how you learn, man. That's how you get good.
Well, besides bass fishing, I figure bass is your favorite species to target. It's kind of what you make a semi-living at.
Yep.
Besides bass fishing, what's your next favorite species to target?
Probably muskies, man. They're so much fun. They're just,
Oh, you're one of those guys.
dude, they're powerhouses, man.
I've caught one my whole life. Like, what's to look forward there? Like,
dude,
okay, yeah. Cast 9,997 any day now, you know.
yeah. See that our muskie fishing is very different around here, man. There's some spots that I go that you can have a 3 or 4 muskie day. Like, yeah, you can get on them, and like when they're like that, dude, and they're aggressive, dude, it's so much fun. And then down from that is got to be stripers or rockfish. I mean, we call them rockfish around East Tennessee, but stripers, dude, I love catching those things. If I got a chance, if one comes up behind me eating, I'm gonna see if I can get him to bite because I like that fight.
Yeah, it's funny what they call different things. Rock bass up here is what we call red eye.
Yeah,
Called red eye down south, and then stripers are called rockfish or rock bass down there. They're called stripers up here. Red ear sunfish, shell crackers.
Yep. Yeah, I said rockfish around somebody one time, and they're like, rock bass? And I'm like, no, a striper. I was like, like the saltwater fish that they put in freshwater. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Or a wiper or a hybrid. And what?
Yeah, and it's always the debate. I put out a video a couple weeks back, and like, I said, caught a striper or whatever. He's like, it was a hybrid. And I was like, dude, who cares? They're big, they're mean. It ain't the A-rig. That's all that matters. Just leave me alone. I'm not here to like be specific on what species it was. It was fun. That's all that matters.
Should I just call them all fish and then nobody will question?
That's right. That's right.
I caught a fish. They've come a long way. I think somebody's talking about buying a boat. What was it? The Nitro. Nitro makes a great boat too. The Triton is 20 years old and it's time for a new ride.
Nitro does make a pretty good boat. I got a buddy who has he actually just sold it. He had a Z21. It was a really good riding boat.
I've been watching Gene's channel since he broke his Triton. So, a while.
Yeah. There we go. That was when he was still, hey, everybody, this is Gene Jensen with Bass Resource. Oh, that's
BassResource.com, yeah.
Yeah, that's classic Gene right there.
He's kind of like the godfather of us all, really.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know who's older, him or If. Maybe him.
Yeah, Nick's been around for a while, too. Yeah. Huh. It's crazy.
I watched both of the channels, but I remember F was the LTB guy, and then Fluke was the MTB guy back when that first was a thing.
Yeah.
Who's the first fishing channel you started watching?
Probably Gene. Gene, I think, was the first, like, one. And then, honestly, I don't remember. I think it was like Gene and then probably Andrew Flair. You know, I watched his stuff a little bit. And then I started making stuff. I mean, you know, and like, I don't know. I got into it kind of late. Like, I started my channel 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago now. And I didn't really take it serious until probably about 2.5 years ago. And like, you know, like I would upload here, upload there. And then about 2.5 years ago, I was like, I need to get on this and like stay on this. You know what I mean? So that's when I started to learn everybody more. And you know, my first couple years at iCast is where I kind of really got introduced to everybody. You know, got to meet everybody and start networking and make those relationships and those connections. So now it's one of those deals. It's like, you know, Tyler and Nick and Travis and all these guys, you know, they're just my buddies now. Like, it's just so strange because they're just your buddy making fishing videos with you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did a collaboration with bigger than me, smaller than you guys, but you both live in the same town out in Knoxville. Panfish Bill, I went fishing with him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The day I was at the Classic, I went catfishing with him.
I need to go fishing with him, dude. He gets on them, dude.
Yeah, he's making some good content. He's really grinding it out right now. He's fishes with realistic fishing a few times.
Has he? Yeah, I like Alex's channel too. Alex from Realistic Fishing. He's got a pretty good little channel.
Yeah, he's got that Bro Manson skit. It's pretty fun. Yeah. That's creative.
It cracks me up, man.
Mm-hmm. You wonder though if he's making fun of like guys like you. Yeah, well, you gotta be able to make a little fun of yourself.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I mean, I look in the mirror every morning and think, you know, I don't know if I believe in Bigfoot, but when I see myself, I wonder sometimes.
I tell you what, man, I tell everybody, you want to appreciate your marriage a few years in, like appreciate your marriage. Get a body length mirror in the bathroom, and every time you step out of the shower, man, thank God I'm married. My fat ass wouldn't stand a chance right now.
That's funny.
Let's go to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
For guys like me who are kind of at that, not even me, but me as an example, or we're talking about Panfish Bill, who are kind of at that cusp. Either is it a hobby or is it something we're really going to pursue? And if it's something we're really going to pursue, do you have any tips for how to get after it?
Honestly, man, it's one of those deals. I think it's different for everybody, right? You know, everybody's path is going to be very different. But I'm going to go with, do you ever watch Gary Vee? You know who Gary Vee is?
No, I'm not familiar with Gary Vee.
Check him out on Instagram. Just type in Gary Vee. I don't know how you say his last name. He's got a very long last name, but everybody just calls him Gary Vee. And Gary Vee is like a social media guru, right? And right now, in the YouTube world that we live in, content is king. And so being able to put out as much content as you possibly can is the deal. And, you know, that's not to say put out 5 videos a week. But if you can put out a video a week or 2 videos a week, make sure that you put out those 2 videos a week, period. No exceptions. Carve out the time to do it. You know what I mean? Because if you really want to make something out of this thing, then you've made that active decision that this is something I want to do. This is something I want to spend my time and invest my time into. And so you make the time to go out and make that content. You know, no excuses. And obviously, real life does happen. You know, if someone's sick or something extraneous, you know, obviously you take care of that. But like if it's just a normal week and you have 2 hours after work, use that 2 hours to make your content for your channel. You know what I mean? And that is really, that has been my driving force, man. I mean, I cannot tell you how many nights I stayed up to 1, 2, 3, o'clock in the morning, editing videos, uploading those videos, getting them out onto the channel, onto the platform, and then getting back up at 6 o'clock and going to school, or getting up at 6 o'clock and going to work, and just freaking grind, man. It's exhausting, and it is. And I mean, life has been crazy since I started my YouTube channel, but I just do my best to make as much content as I possibly can. And then the second step is just kind of watching YouTube, learn what YouTube likes to see. Watch the algorithm, watch the trends. I use a thing called TubeBuddy. I use it quite a bit to watch my analytics. I listen to my, the peeps that watch my channel, all the people that watch, see what they're liking to see what they're watching. I literally have, send out a survey. And I got the community tab thing. I'll send out a survey, what kind of stuff are you watching now? And just kind of, use all those tools, because there are a ton of tools available to us on this platform, which is really, really cool. Not only does it give you something to upload your content to, but then it shows you how to best use your content to maximize your view duration, or, watch minutes and all that kind of stuff. So
that's good too. Do you think sponsors are necessary?
Absolutely not.
No?
Nope, absolutely not. And everybody, I've had so many people ask me, how do I get sponsors? I have no idea how you get sponsors, because I have never once reached out to a sponsor. They've all reached out to me. I put out the content. I made what I thought was the best. I represented myself in a way that people can respect. I'm not out here, I cuss. I'm not going to lie, I do, but I try to take that off my videos. I'm not out here acting like an idiot. I'm not out here breaking laws. I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm just out here making the content that I believe is the best content that I can make, and then I let those people come to me. And so every channel that I've ever partnered with is come either to my channel and to my email address and said, hey, we want to work with you, or I've been connected to them by a relationship that I've made in the industry. So like Tyler Anderson, Tyler's Real Fishing, he was who introduced me to the people at AFCO. I'm nice enough to do that because he's a buddy of mine. Nathan Ragsdale, he fishes for the University of Georgia, introduced me to G-Rod. But people like Luz, Beast Coast, Nichols, all those people reached out to me and wanted me to work with them. So sponsors are not partnerships, is what I like to call them, because, again, I don't want to be a sponsor. A sponsor to me is somebody that pays you to say something. A partner is somebody that you have made an active decision that you like their product and you believe in what they do, and you're partnering with them to bring people information about a product. So.
What about collaborations? Do you think collaborations are a big key in YouTube now?
Absolutely. Not as much as it used to be, for sure. I think the whole Guggen Squad deal kind of that was the ultimate collaboration, right? I mean, that was just the ultimate use of that tool. And they went off the same format. See, a lot of people think that that's an original idea, right? Like, oh, the Guggen Squad, man, they started collaborating on YouTube and they built this empire off this amazing idea that they had. When really that came from the gaming side of YouTube. And I don't do a whole lot of I don't play video games at all, but I learned this through, watching and doing. They took that from the gaming side of things. There was a lot of the gaming community that what they do is they collaborate, and they don't even have to be in the same state or the same house or anything. They just like call each other out, you know what I mean? And do these little not really that they're mad at each other or do anything, but like they just have like little fun competitions. Like me and TJ from Yak Pack right now, we're like in a race to 50,000. You know what I mean? And it's just like this fun little back and forth that we do, that we're pushing each other's content, we're pushing each other's channel, but it's not even a way that's a true collaboration, like a face-to-face. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I believe collaboration is definitely a big part of it. I mean, obviously, if you get around a channel that's bigger than yours, you work with a channel that's bigger than yours, not only can you learn things about growing your channel, but then obviously the residual effect of if you're putting out content that the people that are watch that person's channel enjoys, then you're going to be able to get some of those people to come to your channel and become a viewer of your channel.
Any You said content is key. Is the schedule key? Like you upload the same time if you can.
If you can, I've found, and I've done it both ways. I've had a random schedule, and I've had a like set to schedule where I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or I upload Tuesday, Sunday. And really both did well. You know what I mean? I think more with that, you're playing to certain people's wants. You got really OCD people that want to watch your video at Tuesday at 8 o'clock because it comes out every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And if it doesn't come out on Tuesday at 8 o'clock, the whole week's wrong. You know what I mean? And then you got other guys like me that are like, hey, cool, new video. I'll watch it when I'm taking a poop. You know, I mean, you know, it's like, how do you want to play the game? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. It's hard, especially with kids in the real life. Your real life comes first. It's hard to stick to a schedule.
Amen.
And that's what, to me, and I'm sure even more so for you, being bigger and making more content. You see 15 to 20 minutes of my week. That 15 to 20 minutes was probably 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Between editing it and adding music and technical difficulties that you're always having, finding time, and outdoor creators, especially anybody in outdoor, weather's a factor.
Amen. Yeah, a lot of people do not realize, I took about 2 weeks off a couple months back just to take a breather, you know what I mean? And just kind of, and it was really when a lot of that rain was coming through, so I knew I wasn't going to be fishing. But I mean, people are messaging me, hey, when you okay? When you going to make a video again? Have you quit? I'm like, no, I'm just taking a break. And like a lot of people don't realize, I mean, like, I put out a 10-minute video this morning. That was an 8-hour fishing day that went into me standing in the garage and shooting this 10-minute informational, and then me coming home and editing that video until 12:30 this morning, and then going to bed and getting back up at 8, and then going out and fishing this morning. And I only fish on Saturdays and Sundays right now because I'm, at the school 5 days a week. And so, I mean, like you say, you'll see that's 2 days of my life completely ate up, and, for 2 videos. And so it is very hard to compete with somebody who gets paid to do this. And that's the deal that kind of, that's why I do not try to compare myself to anybody. I do me, I worry about me, and I make my stuff and just keep on rocking and rolling. Because the best I can do is not what everybody else can do. It's the best of what I can do. So.
Yeah. There's a part of me that wishes I had discovered all this a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Especially before YouTube, because I'm approaching the first rule. I'm approaching that now. But, and I'm scared. YouTube rumors always end up being true. Whatever it is rumored YouTube's going to do, they'll do it.
Absolutely.
So I'm scared they're going to, it's rumored they're going to move the goalpost again. So, the original was a rumor. It happened the next week.
Yep.
So,
What are they saying now?
They're saying 4K and 10K.
Well, I think a lot of what drives that is these one-offs. You'll have a guy that uploads a video that gets 6 million views, and YouTube doesn't like stroking out $1,500 checks to someone who has one video. They want somebody who's consistently building the platform. So I think that's what drives that, which sucks for smaller creators because it just But, and I'll tell you the truth though, I didn't know that you could make YouTube money on YouTube until I had about 5,000 subscribers. So I didn't even know you could monetize a video. I didn't even know what monetization was. And so I think that helped me more than anything. Is like, I've never been in this for the money. I mean, I never once thought I would ever make any money doing this. You know what I mean? All I saw this is a money pit. You know what I mean? And like, I got some free stuff there for a while, until these deals have turned into something else where, it's benefiting me either monetarily or through product or whatever it is. But I mean, dude, for the longest time, I mean, I had no idea you could even make money on YouTube. And so,
Yep. I knew going in it wasn't my initial desire. Like I started making these videos. I thought it'd be a good way to kind of like capture and catalog like trips with my kids,
Mm-hmm.
fishing and things like that. And it has been. I mean, the channel kind of turned into something different because my kids are teenagers and they're their own people now. They still go with me. I've got 2 videos coming up that they're in, but not as much. So it turned into something different. Blue Bull BT, where you from? Blue collar fishing. I live in Pennsylvania, and I am from Tennessee, the area that Alex Rudd is from. We probably about an hour apart.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
We grew up or so.
If I'm driving, not an hour, probably like 45 minutes. I hit the interstate.
Yeah,
When I'm driving around town, I'm like an old man. It makes everybody mad. You know, I'm driving like 20 and a 40. But when I hit the interstate, man, I'm bullet out of a gun. I'm getting somewhere.
nice. Thanks. You're welcome. Have you ever had not that I think just that randomness have you had any issues with like YouTube commenters or
Oh,
have you dealt with any of that yet? But besides just trolling, like have you had any like concerns? Things you might want
no. Nobody concerns me because I can promise you screw with me, it's a very bad mistake. No, I mean, I've had some craziness, dude. I had one guy that was buying dislikes on my channel at one point. I had got a couple videos. You go way, I think they're like from last year, at like 100 dislikes, and like this guy was buying them because they would like show up instantaneously, and he had like multiple accounts that he would go comment from, just like crazy stuff like that, you know, and then just people being douchers, you know, like just people being buttholes. And, you know, honestly, dude, I don't stand for it. I take the approach that, you know, what I do is meant to be a positive influence on other people. And I just delete the comments. I don't even give them the time of day. I just delete it and get rid of it. So squash the hate.
Yeah. Just gave me another. Not that I think Blue Bull BT is doing any of that. He just said nice things, but it's kind of like random. And I was reminded me of I was in a live one time where they had like several accounts
Mm-hmm.
in and out, like probably the same person saying the same thing, but it'd be a different name every time you banned them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they like had his. But before the end of the stream, they had his home address posted, his what school his kids were in. I'm like, that's a little scary right there, you know?
Yeah, that's not fun. That is not fun. Yeah, it's funny, man. I've never had any issues like that. A lot of people don't even realize where I live. I mean, people think I live all over the place. It's hilarious. Like, I had this one guy who was like, "Man, it's good to see you fishing in like Washington State," and I was like, "Yeah, Washington State, sure. That's where I was at." You know what I mean? So,
Sure, whatever. But you haven't had too much of the crazies yet, just the trolls.
yeah, just trolls, man. Nothing crazy. I mean, like I say, don't play stupid games with me. You win stupid prizes. I don't do crazy. So.
There's a little bit of petty jealousy on here too.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. That's the deal. That's the deal with social media, and this is kind of one of the downfalls. That's one of you said what's one of your cons is this. It is a open platform. Anybody can be on here, and anybody can express their opinion, no matter how right or wrong it may be. It's on here. Just lucky that we have a tool to be able to get rid of somebody spewing a bunch of profanity and stupidity on our channels. So.
Yeah, I have a no politics rule. I even told you, as big as you are, I'm like, look, man, I have a no politics rule.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
You know?
you got time for all that.
No.
I don't even watch the news. The world's not blowing
either anymore.
Yeah.
Well, we got about 5 more minutes on here, Alex. Is there anything you want to cover?
You know, man, Well, I think I'm good. Just enjoy being on here with you. I'm looking forward to moving on into the rest of the year because we're getting into my favorite time of year, man. When these, I am a lot of guys say pre-spawn is their favorite time of year. For me, it's the post-spawn. When the shad are spawning, the bluegill are spawning, the grass starts growing, and I can get out a frog, I'm a happy man. So we're getting into that time of year, and it's going to be awesome. I get to graduate from college in May. I get to get married in June. I get to go. Well, let's go in order here. I get to graduate from college. A week later, I get to go to Michigan and whack some smallmouth with my best friend. Then I get to come back and catch him on a frog, get married, and then go on a honeymoon. I cannot complain. It is going to be a good few months.
You got a good year coming.
I'm telling you, man. I am way too blessed. I am blessed beyond belief.
All right. Your next thing coming, you said, is the series with Ben.
Uh-huh.
All right. Promote that a little bit. I'll put that in the description box at the end of this.
All right.
Not that you need me to promote you, but
Hey, buddy, every little bit helps. What do I tell you? If good people are making good content, doesn't matter how big you are. Every bit helps.
yep. Yeah, speaking of, those floating piece of plastics I can't afford.
Yeah.
If you want to help Bonafide make a believer out of me, they can send me one.
Hey,
Hey,
I can see what I can do. I mean, you got Chad's number. Holler at the man. I promise you, he'll get something done for you. Him and Gene, man. Him and Gene were big proponents of that one for me. So
that'd be okay. Make a believer out of me.
that's right.
It's like test driving. I try on shoes before I buy them.
That's right. Send this to me for a year or two or forever.
Yeah.
Try it out. It'd be great.
Try the season.
That's right.
All right. Hey, Alex, we really appreciate you coming on tonight, bud.
I appreciate being on here with you, buddy. I had a good time.
Thank you. I'll post this on my other social media and go like, for those of you who didn't believe me and you missed it, here you go.
There I am. The band, the beard, the legend.
The band.
I come out of the woods every now and then to do a live stream.
All right, folks, we're wrapping up for this evening. If you're still around here, you're watching the channel and you're new to the channel, be sure and go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. If you don't already know who our guest here tonight was, it is Alex Rudd Fishing. All his information will be in the description box below after I stop this broadcast and upload it to my playlist. We want to thank everybody for watching. We really want to thank Alex Rudd for coming on and agreeing to be on our live podcast tonight. If you like these videos, make sure you smash the thumbs up. That really helps us all out, all us content creators. Thumbs up is our interaction with our videos. That helps us grow and it helps us get our videos ranked. Also, if you want to stay notified to any of our uploads in the future or any of our edited videos, those are launching on Thursdays now, and our Sunday night live shows are every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Click that notification bell and you'll get a notification every time we go live or upload a video. Hey, Alex, buddy, anything you want to say before you leave tonight?
Just, I appreciate you letting me come on here and appreciate everybody kind of tuning in and watching us and listening to me jab. It's amazing that people like to listen to me talk. I don't get it.
It's amazing what these things do for your watch time and stuff. Like, I get more views and watch time on these things than I get on edited videos.
Hey, dude, they're huge. Live stream's huge right now. It's something that YouTube's pushing. So I need to get back on doing them with my buddy Ben because we had some good interaction on those.
If I'm ever, which I'm sure I will be. I'm from that area. My parents live there. If I'm down there, I can hit you up. You take me out.
Absolutely, dude. Without a doubt.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey, collaboration's key.
That's right.
All right, folks. Thank you for joining us in our live stream tonight. We appreciate you coming by. If I'll leave this video up, it'll be in my playlist of live videos. Anybody wants to watch it later, tell a friend. Come on by and subscribe to us. We appreciate that. Once again, thanks, Alex Rudd, for coming in tonight. It's 9:30. We're going to wrap up. Until next time, guys. Tight lines. Thanks for watching.
See
Good
you.
night.